Okay, hello and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about cheap art supplies. These are ones I actually enjoy quite a bit. They're on the lower end of the price side and they're really good for beginners or people who just can't afford to go all out for the more expensive art supplies. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I have. So the first thing I'll show you guys is sketchbooks. Right now this is the sketchbook that I prefer. I got it at Michael's for $5, so if you have a Michael's near you, this is where I get them. I'm not honestly sure about the brand anymore because they just look like this. Let's see if there's a brand inside. No, but yeah, these are at Michael's. These are the ones that I use. I paint in them quite a bit. I use my markers, my watercolors, and they tend to do quite well for $5. And honestly, I go through sketchbooks pretty quickly, so it is nice to just be able to have something that works for a low price range. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is the types of paint I use. I do a lot of painting with gouache mostly. I do some watercolors, but I prefer gouache just because of the way it works and the quality of it. To me, it's a little easier to fix things than I feel like it is with watercolor, and also it's usually more pigmented, so you can get stronger colors, and I just enjoy it. So the ones I've been using right now, these are the Fine Touch gouache, which I got them at Hobby Lobby. They were selling them for, I believe, $7.99 right now. So I got this 24 pack for that, and they're actually quite good quality. I enjoy them. They're pretty simple and easy to use. They have great colors, a good variety of colors, and before I was using the gouache, the Reeves gouache, which I thought was okay, but then I started using this and I do prefer this. So if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, this is the gouache you want to go check out. And here is the Reeves gouache. See, I got this pack for almost the same, actually a little bit more than the other pack of the Art Fly, for less colors, and honestly the quality isn't as great, so I'm just using them up until they're gone because I don't like wasting supplies that can easily be used. Okay, let me show you guys these. So next we have my palettes. The first palette I have is the Koi watercolor palette, which basically just looks like this if you've never seen it before, except mine's very beat up and very used. On here I just have my stickers from my Etsy shop, so if you would like to check that out, I'll link it in the description below. Yeah, but these are pretty good quality watercolors. I don't use them a lot, so I don't know if I have much to compare them to, but I would say that the quality of them is fairly decent. The way they paint is nice. They leave a good pigment, and also they're really nice because, you know, if you do want to ever travel with your paints, they're very easily just popped in a bag or, you know, easily taken with you to travel with. The next ones I have, these are actually both gouache palettes. So if you can see them there, this is the first one and this is the second one. So these they're really messy and I need to clean them up. I'm terrible at taking care of my palettes, to be honest. But this is the Reeves till about here, I believe, and then the rest is that new set. And I like these palettes a lot. I believe they're maybe $20 at Michaels, which is where I shop for so many things, because I get like the 40% off, 50% off coupons, and you know, I get a sweet deal on everything. So yep, and these palettes fit a good amount, and they close, they seal really easily. So that is what I keep my gouache in. The next thing I do use quite a bit, I'll show you guys what I keep it in, but it is very, very full. I might need to get another one. I use both the Artist Loft markers, and then when I can't afford them, I do get Copics. But I don't have very many because they are expensive. It's nice, again, with Michaels if you can get the 50% off coupon. So you're paying like 20 something dollars, like 25, maybe 30 for the 5 set of Copics rather than 50 something, which is what they charge at the store I'm at. But other than that, I don't have very many of those. I have maybe about like 6 or so, maybe a few more. The other brand I use that's quite a bit cheaper is the Artist Loft. So if you can see that one there, they are pretty good quality considering. I think they come to a total of maybe like $4, maybe, yeah, like $4.50 for a marker. And yeah, they're pretty good quality considering. I'll show you guys a sketch with the Artist Loft markers. Let's see. Yeah, here's one that, I mean, was done with mostly the Artist Loft markers. They have really good skin colors. I actually quite prefer the skin colors that they have, just especially like their beiges and things like that, because they have quite a good variety for a cheaper marker. Yeah, I mean, there's so many different kinds, and they do have a tendency to, on the ends, so they have the nub and then they have the brush tip. On the ends, they have a tendency to start to fray once they've been used after a while, which, I mean, you know, for $3, $4, just go buy another one. That's kind of how I see it, is I'd rather just go buy another one when it runs out, than, you know, continuously buy refills for Copics, at least till I'm making some more money and can afford that. But these are really nice quality, especially for someone who wants to maybe start out with markers. I would recommend don't go straight out for the most expensive ones, because if you end up not liking it, they're just gonna sit around and go to waste. So some other things I use here, I will show you guys. So first, for any sort of highlights that I do, I use this white pen right here, which is the Signy brand, the Uniball pen. And I find they work pretty well. I like them more than some of the other ones I've tried. The only problem I do have with them is they sometimes can, what is it called, where they kind of blot. So they'll stop working for a minute and then you keep going with it, and then it will suddenly have just like a big dot of white randomly that you kind of it can ruin your drawings sometimes. But most of the time when that happens, I kind of realize it's when the pen is starting to maybe need to be let go and go get a new one. I also have this. What I find is really cool is I have it in gold as well, and I think they even have a silver, but I really, really enjoy the gold. It's highly pigmented. It shows up on the gouache, it shows up on the watercolors, with the markers. It's really great. Same with the white ones. And then the other things I use are the Micron fine liners. Let's see. So I have them in a few different shades. So I think this one's blue and these ones are black, and then also different sizes. So this is for the smallest one I have, I believe, which is the 005, and this is the largest one I have, which is a 0.5. So if you can see that, it's quite a bit larger than this one. But they're really nice. They don't dry out very quickly. I noticed that they don't, I don't have to replace them very often. Only the one that I use, you know, pretty much all the time is the one I replace the most. And when you buy them singly, they're not too expensive. They're around maybe like $3 where I'm at. But if you buy them in a pack, the pack of like 3 or 4 is maybe like 10 or 11. So it's not too bad belly price for the quality of what you get. They're actually pretty great. So what I'll go ahead and do is I will swatch some of this stuff out for you guys so that you can see the quality of them. And yeah, so let's go ahead and get to that. Okay, so the first thing that we will go ahead and swatch out is the gouache so that you guys can see the quality of it. And I'll show you the difference between the two brands. If you haven't used gouache before, it is an interesting medium. It's something that, it's kind of like if acrylics and watercolors were mixed. It kind of does a little bit of both. So let's see. This is the Reeves gouache. Which is not, I mean, it's not too bad. It does end up looking a little pasty. And then we can go ahead and take, this is the Art and Fly or Artist Fly or whatever it is. In almost the same color. And look how much more pigmented that is. So if you are interested in trying gouache and you have a Hobby Lobby near you, I'd recommend go get these. You get a 24 pack of different colors, and you know, they're really pretty great quality, especially for some cheap paints. Now this may just be my opinion. I don't know if someone else would say, oh, don't get these, they're all, you know, they're all student quality. But I kind of personally believe that you don't have to have expensive art supplies to get good art. I think it's what you do with it, not how much you paid for it. So, and especially for people who are either beginners or they can't afford to be paying, you know, spending 50, 60 bucks for a few things to either draw or paint with, having cheaper art supplies that are still good quality is a good alternative for a lot of people. And especially me, I just, you know, I do care about my art, but I also care about my bank account. So that is why I choose to go at times for the cheaper, on the cheaper side of art supplies. So that is, these last two are the Art and Fly, and then this is the Reeves at the top. So, you know, you can make that judgment for yourself, whatever you like. I personally don't think I'll ever buy the Reeves again, just at least in the gouache. I might try it in watercolors. I've heard mixed reviews about that, so I don't know how they would be, but you know, you never know till you try for yourself. Okay, so we just tested out the gouache and my camera decided to die, so I had to go ahead and fix that. So I'll just start off where we left off. So I had tested the watercolors, which is this palette here, the Koi watercolors, which I would definitely recommend. It's not on the cheapest side as far as watercolor palettes go. If you want to go a little cheaper, you could get a box set and make your own palette, or you could go ahead and get this one. It was about $40-ish, somewhere around there. But it does have great quality. I swatched out a skin color, and then I also swatched out just one of the pretty blues that it had in there. Something else that I swatched out to show you guys was the Uniball pens, the Signia, or whatever they are. These pens here, yeah, Uniball. Here's the white on the gouache, and here's the gold. They're both pretty good quality. They show really well on markers, paint. I've never had issues with them. Then I swatched out a few of the Micron pens. Here's the 02, which is this one, and the 05. They're really great for line art. They are really great for, you know, just lots of things. They don't tend to die out very quickly. And then here's where I swatched the markers. And I'll show you guys that again, just so that you can see the quality compared to. So here's a Copic pink, and here's an Artist Loft pink. They're not quite the same. Oh, here's maybe one that's a little, no, that's not. Okay, so here's the Copic pink. And here is the Artist Loft pink. Definitely a lot brighter. Let's see if this one's a little bit closer. This is an Artist Loft one as well. Oh yeah, that's a little closer. Actually, that's a lot closer. So as far as quality, I think that the Copics do go down a little smoother. But as far as what I've been using them in my art, I haven't really felt like there was a huge difference. I know some people I've seen some reviews where people were not fans of these markers. But honestly, for $3-ish, I really don't think they're that bad. I really actually think they're pretty good quality, especially for someone who wants to just start out with markers or doesn't want to spend a lot on Copics. Let me show you guys, see if it will, how the blending is. Yeah, it's not too bad. So I mean, yeah, blending's not bad. I really would recommend them. Just personally, I don't mind using them. I think that a lot of times it's the quality of how you use something, not the price you paid for it. And I do understand people who want to pay, you know, for nicer art supplies. But a lot of us can't afford that luxury to go spend, you know, $50, $60, if not more, on a set of markers or a set of paints. And I do understand saving up, but sometimes for people that's not an option, or you want to ask, you know, people, your family, for gifts and they can't afford to go out and get you the most expensive thing. So there's a lot of reasons I see in my mind that people would want to use cheap art supplies or would need to use them. So these are some of the things I would highly recommend, just as an overview. So I would recommend to get the Art and Fly gouache if you're interested in trying gouache, and that ranges about, maybe you'd spend maybe a total of $10 for a palette. Maybe I got mine for $7.99. I don't know if they'll keep going into sale, but that's something to look into if you want to try gouache for the first time. I would recommend the toy watercolors. I know there is a set that's bigger than the one I have, that's probably higher in price range, but it comes with more colors. If you're really big into watercolors, that's something I would look into. I'd recommend Uniball pens for line art, so if you're looking for something to do line art that isn't like Sharpie, or, you know, to go to the next level. Those are really good. Or these are the Micron. Micron is $5. The Uniball with the white and the gold. And then I would recommend Copics if you can afford them. Get a coupon, either your local art store, like mine is Michael's. They always are doing 40% off, 30% off, 50% off. Basically, come buy our art supplies anywhere in our store. So if you can't afford Copics or you don't have them easily accessible to you, I would also see if you can find these artist markers. And you know, you never know until you test out what you personally prefer using, because I know I've seen so many artists that say they don't like something, and reading through the comments, people have said, oh well, I use it all the time and I haven't had a problem. So it's all personal opinion. In the end, it's all what you prefer, what you like, how you want your art to look. This is what I recommend to artists starting out. This is the art supplies that are cheaper. If you guys are interested, like and comment. I will go ahead and make a more expensive art supplies haul if you'd like me to. And thanks for watching, and I will see you later. Bye bye.